True story. Was it 04, 05? I think it's this back in 06. Yeah, so I'm in the halfway house out in Pensacola, out in Brent Lane. And like, so you get to leave, go work your job, come back. They might want to test for alcohol and drugs, shit like that. So I come in, I check in, everything's good. Go to my bunk, go to my house, go in there, take my shower, change up, and I said, I'm gonna go outdoors. So I go out the back. They got a little yard, very small little yard. All they had was like a dip bar and some other bullshit, for a wreck. So when I go to push the door to go outdoors, I see this man, and he's standing with his back turned, and he's looking up in the sky. So I kind of get on his left shoulder, but not parallel with him, but I'm on his shoulder. Now I say, what are we looking at? And it's important, man. I wish I remember the guy's name and all that shit like that, man, but I didn't ever know it'd be like this, but I should remember. But, so remember people's names and shit like that today, because tomorrow it might be, great seasoning for a story. So I asked him, I said, man, what is we looking at? And then he turned and looked at me, and he say, you really want to know? I said, yeah, man, what the fuck is he looking in the sky staring like that for? He said, follow me. So we go back inside. Once I go back inside, I'm like, okay. He go over there by his bunk, and it's like, how bunks be set up, and then you got your you open the two doors, and you open the shit up, and you got the shit in there like a little closet, like a little wardrobe. So he goes and he opens up this wardrobe over here, and he has it, and he tried to block it to where you come in and shit. Then he opens up, he tells me, sit right here. And I sat on the other side. Then he goes in there and he's rumbling through all this shit, and he turns around and he has this book. And he goes and he sits down. For those of us, that's older, we turn around, he turned around and he had a Kodak picture, like you used to go to Eckerd's and all that other shit, and they used to process and come back a week later, and it was one of them joints. And he turned around, he saw me, he goes, take a look at this. And he shows me, and it's a motherfucking spaceship. He's like, yeah, man, it's for real. Do you see this, man? And I'm looking at him, I look him in the eyes, and he's fucking serious. You understand? He's serious. And I'm like, okay. So, of course, I'm like, this some bullshit, man. Where you get this from? He said, hey, man, this is not bullshit. I was there. I'm the one that took that picture. This is the picture he showed me. This is the same exact picture he showed me, and it was in my motherfucking hand. I was looking at it. This picture right here is from a book, and you can go ahead and fact check me. I'm gonna show you in a second. But yeah, I saw it. I'm holding this in my hand. I'm looking at it. It's like, man, what? But I'm thinking to myself, my mind is blown. I'm like, how in the hell does he has this, right? I said, man, this can't be real. He said, it's real. It's real. So he said, you know how I'm going to show you that it's real? He said, can you see me in the tour? He said, I took this picture, I took it through my windshield of my truck. He said he's a photographer. He likes to take wildlife and beach pictures and shit. He said this day he was coming over there, Paris Point, when they were building Paris Point. And I remember that. I used to go back there and do all kinds of things back there when they were building Paris Point. But he said he was going back there, driving around, and he was coming around the corner, and something was blocking the road, and there it was. Right? So he said it was blocking the road, and as soon as he saw it, he was like, what is this? He pulled over, picked up his camera. When he went down to pick up the camera, he looked back up. He said he snapped that picture. And as soon as he snapped that picture, he said that motherfucker took off so fast. He said there's no way a human can be in there with the G-force. He said it went and sat at 2 o'clock. Yeah, so this is the book. I had to go when I got out and found around. I have a hookup with a librarian. But like I say, she went and got me this book, The Gulf Breeze Sightings. And that picture that I just showed you was I had to take the picture inside of this book to show you. Yeah, man, so if you, wherever you're at, if you can determine which direction is south at night, face south, and look up at 2 o'clock. And I do that every night. And I don't know what the guy said. Yeah, when I get out, I'm gonna go to Channel 3 WER. What that shit at the WEAR 3. With Sue Strong and them. He said he finna tell me he's finna make all this money. He's finna do all that shit. I don't know if he stole the shit from somebody or whatever the fuck. But I held that shit in my hand. So that's why I'm like, yo, that shit made me understand that, there's somebody out there. And they already said that the shit real. So now that really fucked me up. Yeah, so if you're outside at night on a real clear night, flying south, look at 2 o'clock, and there's always something right there. I think it's like, it might be Venus or something, but something's always up there at 2 o'clock, man. So it went, boom, whoa, went out there and said 2 o'clock. Shit. So my mind's real open to all this stuff, you feel me?